Hi boys and girls, welcome to the second lesson in chapter 11. We have 11.2, exploring surface area using nets. For this chapter you are going to need some graphing. Watch out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Our objective is I can use nets to recognize that the surface area of a prism is equal to the sum of the area of its faces. Now, I want you to really focus on this part that says we're going to use nets. Okay, we talked about nets in lesson 1, chapter 11.1. We are going to be using. Alright, so first of all, you need to write down this definition of surface area. Think of the word surface. Surface is kind of what we can touch. Like when I think of surface, I think of a counter. Abigail. She's growling. She's trying to play. I think of like a countertop and the surface there. Surface area is, if you see the shape here, the surface area is all the spots that we could touch. So we could touch this front side, you could touch this front of the triangle or the back of the triangle, all of the outside faces that we could touch. That's the surface area. The definition is the surface area of a solid figure is the sum of all of the faces of the figure. Okay? So let's go to the next one. Here's your activity. You need a grid paper. That's supposed to say ruler, not rules. And scissors. So, imagine you have a box shaped like a rectangular prism. The box is 8 centimeters long, 6 centimeters wide, and 4 centimeters high. What is the surface area of the box? So, I want you to make sure you have your grid paper, your rulers and scissors. Here's a sketch of the box. It's a rectangular prism. Now look in your notes from yesterday to figure out how to draw a net of a rectangular prism. Okay? So draw a net of the prism on the grid paper. Now you need it to be 8 centimeters long, 6 centimeters wide, and 4 centimeters high. When you've done that, and use the little squares as like to count the 8 and stuff, okay? Then cut out the net. Then you're going to fold the net into a rectangular prism with the same measurements, meaning you matched them up. And then the last step is you need to count all of the squares that you can see. This will help you come up with the surface area. However many squares you can see will be the surface area. And if you did it correctly, you'll get the same answer as I did on the next slide, okay? So make sure you do this activity before you move on. This is a good time to pause the video. This activity should take you about 5 to 7 minutes. So make sure you use that time, okay? Alright. So pause your video and go ahead and do your activity. Okay, so I do want you to put these on the back table, the little rectangular prisms that you just created out of grid paper so I can check them. Put your name on it so I can see them all, okay? And then I want you to think, now hopefully you've counted up all your squares and you wrote down that answer somewhere in your notebook, but is there a way to find, Abigail, sorry guys, is there a way to find the surface area without counting all of those squares individually? Did you find some tricks that helped you as you were counting those squares, or did you literally count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or were you able to kind of find some patterns to help you out? Write the answer to that question in your notebook. Now I'm going to show you a way that we're going to solve this problem on this slide. Here we go. So what if we tried something else with the same box? Now remember back in our objective today is we're using nets to find surface area. So instead of counting all of the squares, I'm going to use the measurements of my box and this net to help me find the area of the surface area of this shape. So, what my option is to find the area of each individual face and bases, okay? So here I have my 4 faces and my 2 bases. Now I've just labeled them all faces for this slide, so hold on. You okay, Abigail? Okay, she's okay. So, you guys know how to find the area of a rectangular prism, of a rectangle, which is just base times height. So if I have face A right here, my base is 8, my height is 4. So the area of face A is 32 centimeters squared. Now, think about this box here, B. I have, Abigail, the base is 6, and this side is also 4. If you weren't sure how I knew that, I looked down here. I said, that's a 4, that's a 4. So these sides, which are equivalent, are also 4. So 6 times 4 would give me 24 as my face of base B. Now I want you to think, is base D the same as base B? It is, because if I do base times height down here, 4 times 6, base D will also be 24. Okay? I'll make sure I do my squared up here. Now look at C. I kind of skipped it for a second. The length here of C is 8, and the base is, again, 4. So this base C will have a 32 centimeters squared. And so will base E, and so will base F. Those are all the same. Okay? Now, in order to find the total of all of these, I just need to add them together. Alright, Abigail. So 2 plus 4 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, my 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I got 176 centimeters squared is my surface area of the prism. And if you counted all of those squares individually on the net, you would have come up with the same answer. Okay? Alright, let's go ahead and try them. Remember, if you have any questions, please ask Mrs. Howell or myself, okay? Now, here's our example. I want you to find the surface area. I want you to think of how many bases you have and how many faces, okay? So taking a look at our shape, here's our base. Whoa, I was trying to use the laser pointer, sorry. Here's our base, and here's our second base. We have 2 bases, and then we have 4 faces. We have 1, and I keep using the wrong tool. 1, the front, the bottom 2, the back side 3, and the top side 4. Okay? Our bases will have the same area, and our 4 faces will have the same area as each other. So my base, I'm going to look for the base times height. I have 3 times 7. So my bases are 21 as the area. And my faces, I have 4 of them. And this base is 10. And this side, can you tell what it is? It's 7. Okay, because it matches this bar over here. So, 7 times 10 is 70, so 4 times 70. Do some quick math here. 280. And then I just need to add those two together. 42 plus 280 is 322 centimeters squared. And that's my surface area. I'm going to call that SA. Meaning if I was to measure all the way around this shape on all of its sides, it would be 322 centimeters squared. Now, I don't know if this is your first time working with surface area, but please feel free to ask questions if you have trouble or rewatch the video. Pause it and Alright, here's a chance for you to try it. Here I've got a cube, and so think about how many sides you have. Now think. It's kind of tricky. You can't see all of the sides that are there. Okay? Go ahead and try to find the surface area of this cube, and I'll solve it in just a moment. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw you a net. Now, remember we discussed the little staircase net for a cube? I'm going to draw my little staircase net. Now, a good way to remember how many sides a cube has is how many sides does a dice have, and they have 6 sides. So there should be 6 squares in your net. Okay, so here's my little stair net. That sounds like hairnet. And I want to take a look at, if I have 10 centimeters on this base, 10 centimeters on this side, each of my sides will be 100 centimeters squared. But remember, there's 3 sides of this dice that I can't see. I'm going to use the net to help me out. This one would be, let's see if I can make this net a little bigger. There we go. So this one would be 100 centimeters. Ow, Abigail, stop. This one would be 100. This one's 100, 100, 100, and 100 centimeters squared. Then I just add them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 centimeters squared. Okay. All right. Hopefully you tried that one on your own. I don't remember if I told you to try it, but it was a try it problem. Try it problem here. So here's the story problem. This one is on your homework, so make sure you use this as an answer from your homework as well. The name's a little bit changed, but the numbers are the same. Mrs. Twisdale is covering a cereal box with cute paper. Maybe I'm doing an arts and craft. If the box is 16 inches long, 2 inches wide, and 14 inches high, what is the surface area of the box? Okay, so a rectangular prism. Let me help you just by drawing a net, and maybe you'll be able to do it from there. I bet you can. You guys are smart. This will be a quick net. And definitely not to scale. Okay. There's my net. So I've got 2 inches. I've got 14 inches. And I've got 16 inches on the long ones here. Alright, go ahead and solve it, and then I'll solve it with you in just a moment. Make sure you try this one on your own. I bet you can do it. Alright, so I'm going to first solve the surface area of my 2 bases. I have 2 times 14, which gives me 28, in both of these bases. Now I'm looking for the 4 faces of my prism. I do know that this side is 16. Oops, sorry, that was kind of weird. That side's 16, and then this corner down here is 2 inches as well. So 16 times 2 gives me 32 in each of these boxes. Now remember, when you're sketching nets, they don't have to be perfect. That's okay. And now I'm just going to add together. I'm going to do 28 plus 28, 56. And I'm going to do 32 times 4 over here, because that's a little bit easier for me than multiplying them all. Okay, 128. And then add them together. And 184. So my answer, and hopefully your answer as well, was 184 inches squared. Alright, make sure you may have. Go ahead and find the surface area of this figure here. Pause your video, solve it, and then come back for the answer. Okay, so I'm going to first solve my bases. I have 2 times 3. So this base and this base back here are going to be 6 each, because I did 2 times 3 equals 6. And then I'm going to times that by 2, because we have 2 bases, which will equal 12. Now I'm going to take 6.5 and this line, which would be 2. 6.5 times 2. I know what it is, but just double check for you guys. It's 13.0, but I'm going to just drop off this 0. So I have 13 in this side, and then 13 on this side. Okay, but you'll notice, let's see. Hold on. Yeah. So I have 2 times 13 equals 26. And then these bases up here, the top and bottom, are a little bit bigger because they're actually 6.5 times 3. Kind of complicated. 18, 19, 19.5. And there's 2 of those as well. Sorry, I didn't solve this one before, so I'm solving it now. I got 39. Okay, so I have 12, 26 plus 39. Two plus 6 is 8, 7, 4, 77? Is that right? Hold on, let me double check that. It's getting late. I'm getting tired. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 77 feet squared. Sorry, I didn't solve that one before, so I was a little bit confused by it. But I just want to rephrase. So I got my 2 times 3 by doing 2 times 3 for this front side, and then 2 times 3 for the back side. Okay? And then I got 2 times 13 by doing 2, which was this length, by 6.5. So these 2 sides were 13. And then the bottom, which was bigger, and the top, which was bigger, I multiplied 3 times 6.5, which was done right here. And that gave me 19.5, and because there's a top and a bottom, I times that by 2, which gave me 39. I added up all 3 numbers, giving me my total square or surface area. Okay. All right, last problem for today. Go ahead and solve the surface area of this figure here. You've got a rectangular prism. You've got some different numbers here, and go ahead and solve it, and then I will solve it with you. Okay, first of all, I'm going to look at this big square. I have 10 and 7 giving me 70, and I'm going to put 70 in this box. I'm going to match 70 to this box because they are congruent or the same. Now, I'm looking at these 2 shapes, 1 and 2. They are the same as well. And it looks like 6 times 10, which gives me 60. And this last one is 7. Sorry, let me get my laser. This one, I have 7 times 6 for this height. And this would be 7 times 6 as well, which is 42 and 42. Okay, now I just need to add all of those together. 60 plus 60 is 120. 70 plus 70 is 140. 42 plus 42 would be 84. 344 centimeters squared. Alright, boys and girls, that's the end of the lesson for today. I hope you had a good time learning and you did take good notes, because this is going to be a very necessary skill to have in geometry. Tomorrow will be more practice of this skill, so if you're feeling a little unconfident, 11.3 does just dive in further to that skill, okay? Have a great day of learning. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.